Now, the ICC, the top cricket organisation in the world, has charged Usman Khawaja last night for wearing a black armband that he claimed was for personal bereavement. Now he's challenging the ICC for the right to show support for Palestinians on the cricket field. We remember he wanted to wear those shoes that said all lives are equal. Have a look at what he had to say today.
Being reprimanded for wearing a black armband, which the ICC asked me on day 2 what it was for. I told it was for a personal bereavement. I will be asking them and contesting that they make it fair and equitable for everyone. I don't have any agendas other than trying to shine a light on what I feel really passionately, really strongly about. I'm trying to do it in the most respectful way as possible. When I rode my shoes, I made sure that I didn't want to segregate different parts of the population, religious beliefs, communities, hence why I've kept religion out of this. When I'm looking at my Instagram and I'm seeing kids, innocent kids, videos of them dying, passing away, that's what's hit me the hardest.
So he says he wore the black armband for a reason of personal bereavement, but he did it directly after he was told he couldn't wear these shoes that had written on it in the colours of the Palestinian flags, all lives are equal. I mean, what is this personal bereavement? Does he seriously believe that the ICC and everyone else didn't think it was a statement about Palestine?
Well, he gave the game away, didn't he, when he said he gets his news from Instagram. That's his first mistake, right? That's not a good place to get balance. Look, this is probably a controversial statement to make on Sky News, but I think Instagram is even less reliable than ABC News.
Oi, blimey, Charlie. Well, if you're looking at the ABC on Instagram, then it's like that's double trouble.
Oh, that is just hopeless. That is hopeless. But, you know, I mean, he gets his news from Instagram and he gets his understanding of history from slogans, basically. I mean, it's just slogan after slogan. I doubt that he's read much about the history of Israel, about the history of Palestine, about the nuanced, very nuanced morality of that world. You know, it takes a lifetime of reading to even begin to grasp a complex situation like Israel and Palestine. I doubt that he's done that. I doubt that he's done it. We don't expect him to. He's a cricketer. And we'd rather he just got on playing cricket, I think.
And he's very bloody good at it. Just stick to your knitting, mate. Now, I mentioned before this business about not sending a warship to the Red Sea. Peter Dutton has now lashed Labor for not sending it off. He said it takes a lot of effort with a special blend of weakness and incompetence for our Prime Minister to turn his back on our closest ally, a decision that could only be welcomed by Hamas, a listed terrorist organisation. I mean, surely you've got to know you're doing something wrong when Hamas puts out a video from one of its senior leaders saying, "Australia, we salute you."
Well, there's a clue here, isn't there, Caleb, that Hamas and China have both celebrated this decision. And that shows that what Richard Marles and the Albanese government don't seem to get, that this is a joined-up problem. This is the axis of evil. Iran, Russia, and their proxies like China and so forth. China and their proxies like Hamas against civilization, basically. And we have to recognise that. And here's the thing: Richard Marles says, "Well, we can't send a ship there because we'd take attention away from what we've got to do in our own region." Sure, we've got to look after our own region. We've got to protect the South China Sea. But look, British and French ships are there with us. They send their ships out to help us protect the South China Sea because they know that we need international solidarity against this axis of evil. So that's exactly why we should be finding a ship, patching up the holes and getting it off to the Red Sea quick smart.
100%. And look, China doesn't seem to be too worried that we're hanging around to go into the South China Sea, do they? Nick, Kate, a Merry Christmas and thank you so much for your time, mate.